Alright, welcome back to Triple B Movie Reviews. Jake here with the Ed. Where their beards,
Our beers,
and our B movies. So, what we got here?
well, we got another Polonia film. You want my favorites always. This one is called Feeders.
Give us a...
Okay. Feeders is actually available on YouTube. It's one of their earlier films. Came out in '96.
Although you thought maybe a little
I
earlier
thought
than
it looks
re-released.
earlier. Okay.
It does have the feel of possibly being like a...
It feels
early,
80s.
early, yeah.
But this was just these two guys are going off on a trip. They're going to go to the beach somewhere, heading off across country, and end up in this area, in this town, where these aliens have landed, and they're kind of running around killing people. So, without giving away the whole story, they
It's
just
not
kind
much
of
of a
get
story.
embroiled in it, and it goes from there.
Yeah.
So, give
Well-
me your quick opinion.
Let's start with...
The good, the bad, the ugly.
It's got John and Mark Polonia. So, it's one of the
Both
earlier
of them
ones
were
that-
involved,
Yeah,
yeah.
because he did movies quite a bit with his brother earlier, and then John McBride is in it, and they all three act, and I think they have directing credits as well.
Yeah, I think, both Polonias do anyway.
And then McBride does too.
Does he?
I think
Okay,
he did.
could
I
be,
remember
could
seeing
be.
that. And then it
So
was
half
written.
the cast basically is involved
Yes.
in directing the movie.
Yes, you get the
That's
feeling
awesome.
that they like videoed a little bit and then switched positions.
They could have. They could have. Whoever
Mark and
was
John were on set.
then
You
the
got
other guy
McBride
was
on-
back there. Yeah.
Yes, now in this scene, you're seeing an alien and you're a Polonia. Go.
And don't laugh at it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's even though it really is kind of funny.
Right.
But don't laugh at it.
So first off, as with most Polonia films, my positives and negatives run very similar.
I see.
Let's start with the obvious. It was made in '96. I grew up in the '90s. You know, I mean, I was born in the '70s, and in the '80s, I had, you know, was a young boy and this and that. But my real like actual culture, being involved in making decisions and hanging out at friends' houses and stuff, was in the '90s.
hmm
And I loved this movie because it was like, I can envision myself at a friend's house with the wood paneling and the, you know, I mean, the stuff they wore. I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, it really hit home on that one. I enjoyed the hell out of that. They were driving cars that were stuff we would have drove, you know what I mean? It was-
Well, now the Mustang convertible, you know, was
Mhm.
kind of classy. You could tell they were just using their own personal vehicles.
which is a common.
Which is
in
common
Polonias.
for their movies. I noticed it wasn't a GT,
No.
so it would have been probably a V6.
Yep.
But you know, man, they was cruising a Mustang convertible. So
Yeah, so I mean that's my first positive. I mean I love that. That was awesome on so many levels. And then the second thing that really was the normal Polonia low budget, you know, we really couldn't figure out a better way to do this, so we did. Like at one point,
Right.
you see them driving down the road in the car, and this guy like just kind of falls under the hood, and you hear the thump. And then when they stop, he's like 4 feet behind the car and to the side.
right,
Like
where
they
he
were
would have
bumped-
been 100 feet back, you know,
Yeah.
if they were actually driving down
Yeah.
the road.
So that was entertaining.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene where the alien kills the first guy. And he comes up and he I assume it's supposed to be his weapon, to his neck, and it appears to be a folding antenna off of like a radio, because it's just a metal ball, you know,
yeah.
touch it.
That's what we could find.
Yeah, that was
You know,
that
this
was
is what it is.
that was that's Polonia-esque right there.
Yes,
That
yes,
was,
yes.
So, you know, and the normal tropes of where you see things and you're like, we're regurgitating some scenes here, aren't we? So,
It could be sometime. At least
What-
some locations.
Right,
You know, we're using
right.
the same place over
so
and over.
what was your positives?
Well, it was, as I say, just a great study in how much you can do with literally nothing.
I mean, they must have had $15.
There were 6 people in the film, and they used 2 vehicles that you could tell were their own vehicles. But yet the monsters were janky looking as all that. These were not scary, but they managed to do a good job filming it to where it made a cohesive story. I enjoyed it all the way through. You did.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, okay.
So that's your positive?
That was not my favorite, but that was the overall positive.
Okay. So do you want to roll with the negatives first, or
I don't have any.
You don't have any negatives.
Well, the only negative I can see was the monsters that the little rubber monsters were really not threatening looking at all.
They were small.
Obviously skinny.
I don't even know if they were a puppet. They almost looked like
they
were
must
like
have been
a doll of some kind that they had taken the insides out because like the mouth didn't really move.
No, they didn't
just
do
like
much.
a hand doing this inside and the face would just kind of wiggle around.
Kind of wiggle around. I think somebody probably put that together for them, but
I would bet if I was a drinking betting man, which I am.
Yeah,
that somebody had a alien toy and Mark Polonia saw it and said,
I need that.
I can make a movie out of that.
Yeah. Well, and that was really kind of for me the negative.
Yeah.
The zero budget thing is kind of a given, and I kind of enjoy those actually.
Yeah, because they could have done some janky.
But there was times in the filming where like they found the thing's hand, that they actually did a good job of making it look threatening when it really just looked kind of hanky,
So hanky. Well, and I will mention back the positive that I didn't bring it because, is that I love the ending. I love the fact that they went full Monty on this. They were just like, hey, this is an alien film. I'm not going to ruin it, but let's just say it is not a happy ending.
No, it does. It oftentimes is not.
Yeah. So my negatives were it drags. It really felt like what should have been a 30-minute short film that
could have done
got pulled out into an hour, and I feel like the story of the 2 brothers together was okay, and the story of the alien killing people with the girls and the guy that was out was okay too, but they just didn't mesh. Like there was no point where like the girls, the only crossover he had on the storylines was where they're at the gas station.
Met the one girl.
Yeah, and then you never see them again.
Right.
Together. I mean, you see the girls again, they obviously die, and then...
Just the one.
Well, now, do we want to go back into the ending of the movie?
No, I'm not going into the ending of the movie again.
But, but you never see them. I expected them to meet back up. I expected, when they were in the house at the end, to have, the Polonia brothers end up with this girl coming in, and they fight the alien off, and then,
because she was good at it.
Yeah, but that didn't happen, and so that was a negative. And then, when we talked earlier, had pointed out there was an inconsistency on alien killing. He'd take down some full-on guys.
That was my favorite part.
It took over the Polonia brother.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of the movie. Is the first. I think it was first or second person that got killed was this game warden. Well, then the second girl in the movie first female that gets killed is the game warden's daughter. These people must have had stamped on their DNA, we're prey.
Yeah.
We're just prey. We're out there waiting for something to kill us.
Yeah.
So
that was the short-haired girl, right?
Right. At this point, you see it's killed 2 grown men and 1 girl. The other girl goes...
Technically, the Polonia brothers hitting the guy with the car finished him off and killed the first guy.
Technically.
Yeah, so...
But...
2.5.
I'm talking about...
Right.
Monsters have killed. All right? The second girl walks into the first girl walks into the second girl's house. She's been killed. And she just flat tears these 2 animals up. Boom, they're dead. Gone. She obviously...
That's another thing that I had an issue with.
Had different
you
DNA.
Never knew... Yeah,
You know, but that was my favorite part. Is you're looking for her to get killed too, and no, she just goes whoop on them. And
the other issue that I had was you never knew how really until the end. You didn't know why the aliens were there, and then you never knew how many there were. Like you saw this spaceship fly in, but they didn't show the aliens coming out of the spaceship.
No,
the aliens would just like pop up and see somebody, and then you'd have a death scene.
Well, you couldn't see the whole alien because somebody had to be holding it
right,
up, you know.
Right. Well, but I mean, you could have done it. You know, you could have been like a spaceship in the background and a couple aliens in the bushes or something. I'm guessing they had one alien.
I don't know. It may have been more than one, but no more than two. I don't know.
No, they didn't have very many. So what is your overall grade there?
I'm giving it a 2 because I enjoyed it all the way through. Part of it was because it was a Polonia film, and there was just enough oddities and inconsistencies and so forth. It was just fun.
We've really enjoyed, but I don't know that I'm at the point where just because it's a Polonia it gets points. I don't think I'm there.
Well, I grade on,
Although I will say Polonia, other than this movie, the ones we've watched in the past, have always had a unique and interesting.
Right.
Bigfoot versus zombies. Like, okay.
Well, that one
Sharkenstein
was
by
probably
itself.
a 3. Bigfoot versus
Sharkenstein
zombies.
itself was interesting, and the Triclars movie was kind of fun, and
they were all good.
So
I haven't seen a bad one yet, but
I'm going to give it a 2.
We're going to agree.
It doesn't get higher than 2 because it should have been a 30-minute video, and it was
it could have been a little quicker, a little shorter, but 1 hour.
Props and a whole solid point for taking me back to my childhood.
Good. So we agree on this.
And we have a viewer question.
Oh no, we don't.
Mr. Porter, our one and only fan. That's not true. We have 2. I don't want to disagree, but a consistent poster.
Yes.
And he asked, "What got us into watching Polonia films? What started
Bigfoot versus zombies?
You down the?"
I was just cruising YouTube, and this is a true story. Just cruising YouTube, looking for something to do one night, found Bigfoot versus Zombies, watched it, and I don't know, it's just something about that movie I really liked. It just grabbed me. I enjoyed it.
I've often thought you should be tested from that day. That maybe we'll say.
And you're a distilled of me, so you might have problems too.
But
that's what started it, and then I looked up more because I was interested in that one, and we have literally liked every one of them we've watched.
And I think, let's not get crazy.
Some are better than others.
What got me into watching them, because I've picked up Polonia as well a couple times, is that they're always unique, and there's always something in it that you can look at and go, huh, well, they did that.
Yeah.
For example, the aliens being little bitty puppets,
little rubber monsters,
killing guys, but then getting knocked around by. I mean, there's always something in it that's always fun and entertaining.
Well, like I say, that gal had different DNA. She obviously had, something there that just,
probably an offshoot of, Walker, Texas Rangers.
Could be, or Conan the Barbarian is, back in her ancestry.
Could be a descendant of Genghis Khan. I mean, like. 0.4% of the population. It has some Genghis. He was a fertile myrtle.
I see.
So,
well, anyway,
you got anything for him?
Yes, I do. You should always feed that part of your personality that makes you unique, and while you're feeding it, water it too. Y'all have a quality evening.
I think you can stop feeding yours.